Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about the CS2 market and make a very sophisticated estimate of how it should look like. We all know that the new update made gold more affordable thanks to the trade up update. But now everyone is panicking because no one really knows what price gold should be. Well, thanks to my amazing skills, we now have a rough estimate of how everything should be priced on the steel market. And the best part, you can do it yourself. First off, I will tell you what this video will cover, and I will also put timestamps in the description.
I also want to warn you that I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. These are just big sets, so you shouldn't invest money in them for financial purposes.
Now that that's out of the way, here is my breakdown. We will go over how the market works and what affects it. Then I will show you what the prices should be and why, including the calculations behind it. We will also talk about the future of the market and how it stabilizes itself. For the purposes of this video, I will calculate the prices using data from CSROI, but the equations are applicable for any market. The CSGO and now CS2 skin market has a long history rooted in rarity and demand. Skins are grouped into tiers from mil-spec to gold, each with a different drop chance in cases. Prices are influenced by these probabilities, as well as supply and demand on the Steam community market, and any third-party markets in general. Early on, rare items like golds were almost unobtainable, making the prices skyrocket. Over time, Valve introduced features like trade-ups, which let players combine multiple low-tier items to craft higher tier ones. This changed market dynamics because now the supply of higher tier skins could be increased depending on lower tier item prices. So first I looked at one of the most recent cases of the market, the Dreams and Nightmares case. Don't worry, any case will just work fine. At the time of making this video, it contains 7 mil-spec items. Our average price of these is $0.196, 5 restricted items with an average of $1.48, 3 classified items with average $9.8, and 2 covered skins with average $105, and also gold items with average $472.1. The case itself costs $2.4 and the ROI is 53.18%. We also know that you need 10 items to trade up to a higher tier. These are the data we will use for our equations. Step 1. The expected value of a case. We need the expected value of a case. And how do we calculate this? We take the case price and the key price, because you need both to open a key. You add them together, and then you multiply that by the ROI plus 1. That gives us the probability variable plus times the price, which is $6.4547 roughly. Okay, probabilities for each tier are mil-spec 0.7992, because 79.92% chance to open a mil-spec item, restricted 0.1192, classified 0.059, covered 0.022, gold 0.026. Let's call these probabilities lowercase p(i), where I stands for the rarity of the item, like if I equals 1, that's mil-spec, if I equals 2, that's restricted, and so on. Craft prices. This is step 2. Let's call the craft price of each rarity tier bi, where once again I equals the rarity, and b is the base price. This is the craft price, so base price. b1 will be the mil-spec base price. This is where we will base on our calculations. So let's say the mil-spec average was $0.196, so that will be our b1. Now for b2 it will be 10 times that amount, because we need 10 mil-specs for one restricted. So 10 times 0.196 which is 1.96.
B3 is going to be just like this, 10 times B2, because we need 10 restricted items. So 10 times 1.96 is 19.6, and so on and so forth.
For gold, we only need 5 covert items. So that's why we only multiply the B4 with 5 to get B5. Step 3. We are going to introduce our first variable, constant K. This is just so we can adjust it to market prices. So we introduce the constant K so that the market price PI, capital PI, is the price, market price. So this market price will equal to K times BI, which we calculated before. Using this, we are going to apply our EV, so estimated value calculations. This gives us K will roughly be equal to EV1 divided by sum of probabilities times BI. This gives us the following market price estimates. So if the mil-spec costs $0.196, the restricted should cost 2.6, the classified 26, the covered 260, and gold's $1,301. These are the estimates based on mil-spec prices. Mil-spec has a high liquidity, and it was roughly the same price before the market crash. So this is the most stable skin we can base our prices on. But what if we want to base our prices on a different item? Let's say because the demand is high for golds, we are going to base our prices on golds. I will use CSROI's estimate for this one as well. The gold right now sits at $472.1. Then the equation becomes this, and this is how we get it. This lets us adjust prices for any base item while keeping the math consistent. Of course, supply and demand play a huge role, so sometimes manual adjustments are necessary. But it all doesn't matter. And you know why? Because the market is constantly self-regulating. For example, if you have a profitable trade-up that drives players to buy certain items, that increases the demand for the lower tier skins to make the trade-ups, and it drives down the crafted items price. This naturally stabilizes the market over time. So if you don't want to adjust prices manually, just wait for this healing process. I'm also making an Excel where you can plug in your numbers and calculate prices for yourselves. I will put it in the pinned comment. Also, I will try to make a website where you can plug in your own numbers and it will give you what value should a skin be. Thank you guys for watching. If you are interested in more videos like this, please follow me. Also, this video took a lot of effort and brain power because I don't want to use clankers to do my job. So if you could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Next time, I want to make a program that will predict the market based on today's calculations. Also, if I made any mistakes in this video, please comment so we can fix them together. Thank you again. Bye bye.